Thank you, Kira. Well, right now, the KOLD News 13 crime team tracking the search for a man police consider armed and dangerous. Come take a look at your screen here. Sierra Vista Police and the U.S. Marshals Service are looking for this man, William Chesmore. He's wanted for an outstanding probation violation and drug charges. If you see him, call 911. A woman accused of trying to rob a Safeway grocery store leaves with nothing. Now deputies need your help finding her. The Pima County Sheriff's Department tells the crime team the woman tried to buy cigarettes. She then let another customer go in front of her. While that customer was paying, deputies say the woman then pushed to the front demanding money and threatening the cashier. She left without cash and hasn't been seen since. And members of the community honoring the life of a 6-month-old baby who died last month. A candlelight vigil was held for baby Willow downtown last night. Tori Winemaster, the organizer of the vigil, says Willow's mom, Kylie Brewer, was her co-worker. She says Brewer called her about Willow's death the day it happened.
I tried to keep Kylie close in a way so she didn't feel alone, because like I said, I didn't have all details. It was really hard, and it didn't just shake my little world of knowing her, but it shook this community.
3 people, including Willow's mother, are facing felony abuse charges in connection with that baby's death. New details on a big announcement for Pima Community College. Sanctions against the school are now lifted. Students taking classes there to get to the U of A don't need to worry about credit counting now. The Higher Learning Commission sanctioned the college on charges of changing admission policies without community input, issuing contracts without bidding, and mishandling sexual harassment allegations against former Chancellor Ray Flores.
What we demonstrated was, for the first time, that Pima took seriously what the creditors' concerns were. We knew that if we did our piece, maybe it could result in the great outcome that we got today.
And the college will now face a comprehensive evaluation in the next couple of years as part of a 10-year accreditation process. A new person set to take charge of the Tanque Verde Unified School District. The board says Dr. Scott Hagerman was unanimously offered the job. We're told he'll start July 1st of this year. And a major road project in Tucson moving forward. We're talking about the Broadway expansion project. It will widen a 2-mile stretch of Broadway from Euclid to Country Club. This would make the area 6 lanes instead of 4 like it is now. The city rolling out 60% of the design phase at a meeting. The public was able to weigh in on different designs for plants and benches that may be part of the project down the road. One pastor says the revised plans won't make them lose as many parking spots, but they've still decided to put the church there up for sale.
Our main concern is how close the street and the sidewalk is up to the front doors of the church. Could be worse, but it's getting a little close there.
I'm already having problems getting in and out of my house. I can only go one direction, and I have to make U-turns or go a mile out of my way to get out and back around to my house.
Rio Nuevo is helping with property owner negotiations. The project manager says they want the design phase of the project complete by the end of this year. Today, President Donald Trump is meeting with key House committee chairs over health care. The Republican plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act moving forward now. It's still facing opposition from some conservatives and Democrats. The full House is expected to vote the week of March 20th. And Volkswagen has pleaded guilty in a scheme to cheat diesel emissions tests in the United States. It's part of a more than $4 billion plea agreement the automaker reached with the Justice Department in January. VW admitted to installing secret software in 580,000 U.S. cars and trucks to beat emissions tests, which then polluted the environment. That went on for 6 years before it was discovered. New details on the bomb threats happening at Jewish community centers across the country. Investigators are looking into yet another one at the Jewish Children's Museum in New York. They now believe one person is behind most of these threats made at Jewish centers this year. No word if that includes the threat made at the JCC in Tucson. Pope Francis open to the idea of married men as priests. The Pope says the Catholic Church should consider the move to help curb the shortage of clergy around the world. The Church currently allows married priests who convert to continue serving as priests, but does not allow married Catholic men to take holy orders. The Pope did not indicate any openness to the idea of allowing current priests to marry. Well, coming up, a strong push to put more boots at our border here in southern Arizona. Why more agents can mean more cash for businesses. I'm Sasha Loftus. You're watching KOLD News 13 live at noon. Don't forget, you can find all of your news headlines in English and Spanish with our Tucson News Now mobile app. For a free link to download, just text KOLD app, all one word, to 24247. It's also free to download at your app store.